G'day guys. So in today's video I'm going to be taking you through my Toyota Troop Carrier 2010. It's been converted into a camper. So this was originally a Brits camper converted Troop Carrier, and it was owned by them up to about 170,000 kilometers. Then a older fellow bought it. He just used it to tow his boat around mainly. I am now the third owner. I've now decked it out pretty well, so it's all ready for a trip. This is the basic setup here. So you've got the pop top up there, which is fully expanded. That's just held in place with a big coiled up spring in there. That's what helps hold it down and push it up. Just there. Now you've got this pull out kitchen. So this is your kitchen area out here. And you saw me slide on this thing here, and this is what has two tarps in it. One goes off here, comes straight out, you'll see in that picture there, and another one comes out the back here along this rail. So that's how the tarps work, and there's the tent poles or the tarp poles are in there as well. Your kitchen here, you've got your twin burner there, and then here you have your sink area. The way it works is there's a hand pump here which you twist and it pops up like that. When you lock it down you twist it the other way, but when you pump that and it's hooked up to water will come out and into the sink like that. So under here is where you pull out your drain pipe, which you can see here. It's quite long, so that allows you to, move it out of the way. Depending where I'm camped, if you're in a caravan park, you probably need to put this into a bucket so you can get rid of your waste properly. Otherwise, I usually tuck it behind the tyre if I'm out in the bush and you're not flushing too many chemicals. Then you're also going to pull out your hose, and this has just got a plastic bag around it so that you don't get any dirt in it. So there's your hose, we'll put that to the side. Underneath here, which is the lid which I opened it up to pull out the kitchen drawer, you'll notice the little tap there. Now that's where we're going to hook up our water. So just under there, that is the tap gas lead. So this comes out like so. And it's also in a plastic bag because you do want to take care of these parts. You don't want dirt getting in there. This is what hooks up to your gas bottle. The gas bottle is, well, that is just around the side here. So using the keys, and camper vans or cars are meant to have a separate area when you're traveling with gas. So that's why they built this in like that. You simply undo your gas, take that bottle around the other side, hook it up, and your stove is ready to go. So that's how that bit works, and then it's locked. That's how the kitchen works. Now, the great idea, what I like about it so much, is that it means you're not cooking inside and you have an area that's actually your kitchen area. And it's covered, because once you roll this tarp out, this area is covered and you're out of the wind and rain. That can be clipped onto these 2 points, there and there, or can be clipped on. You've got the same 2 mounting points here. So then you have a nice long kitchen area. This is where you put your water in. The water tank is around 50 litres. Now you might notice on the windows here, there is a screen. Now this is to stop insects getting through. So that was a really smart idea when they put that there. You've got the wind guards here, push bar, your tap, which I showed you earlier. Now when you turn that on, water will, there you can see it trickling out. So that's tap there. You got your little doors here. Drop down table. So another table, there's no shortage of tables there. And when you look inside here, there's another table up there. I will get back to that same handle there to open it from the inside. Now your spare tyre's mounted on the back, and there's also a light here. Fuel tank number 2, fuel tank number 1. 2 tanks, 90 litres each, 180 litres of fuel. I've clocked it, I got around 1,300 kilometres, 1,300 kilometres before I had to refuel. It's an insane amount of kilometres you can get out of these tanks. So they're long range tanks, and you can fill up with the high fuel pumps. So at the petrol stations, all the trucks fill up with the high fuel pumps, which are diesel pumps that just shoot the diesel out a lot quicker. Because if you're using a normal pump, trust me, you'll be standing there for a good amount of time filling it up. But mud flaps on the front and back, they will do a lot. Trust me, once you go off-road, they will stop quite a bit of mud from flicking around. And also when you're on the road, so you're not flicking, rocks up into other drivers' cars. There's the brush bar on this side of the step. On top of that, you can see this little, it's aluminium or stainless steel. I think stainless steel. That's a solar panel up there. I think it's an 80-watt solar panel. Now that charges the secondary battery, which is under the bonnet. Snorkel on the front. You've got 2 spotties and a light bar. Now when people say that, those kind of lights turn your night into day, that's no overstatement. Like, they seriously do. Incredibly bright. And they're hooked up so you can switch them on inside, and then also turn them on and off with the high beam. So at the table, we looked at that. Got a net here. There's a few of these around the car. One on the driver's door and passenger door. You can just tuck a few things in there. Your esky here. This is an Engle, and these things are, this has been here since the original, I think, since it was installed with Brits, and it's still chugging along just fine. So you just open it up. Got a bit of tucker in here. That keeps it nice and cold. Easy to clean out. I think it's 38, 40 litres. I'm not too sure on that capacity. Now you've got this here, which is to use 240 volt power. That's what I missed when we were outside. That is so this will automatically switch over, because you can see I've got it turned on. The fridge will automatically switch to 240 volts when you hook up to mains. So once you plug in to the port here, boom, you got your it's a bit hard to see because of the sun, but you got your 240 volts going in there. So inside, here we are in the cabin. I'm standing up, full headroom. Then there is still quite a bit of space above me. You can fit in here quite easily. You got a 12 volt port here. There's also a 12 volt outside. These lights, super bright LEDs. Now there's one there, and there's also one here. And there's a nifty little light down here which rotates, which you can use when you're getting just stuff out of the car, or you just need to access the esky. You can just rotate this to face inside, or rotate that to face outside. So 3 lights inside. In the cabin area, there is actually a 4th light, which is like the stock one that came with the car, I think. And that's just in there. So you can switch that so that it turns on when your doors are open. Now that's quite handy when you need to get stuff out of the front. You've got your double bed up here. These pull out. 1, 2, those 2 planks pull out, and you've got your mattress there, and then the other 2 mattresses are tucked behind here. This bag here, this is your shower tent. That gives you privacy if you need to have a shower or go to the toilet when you're out bush and there is no toilet. Dig a hole or something, because there's also a spade for that. Recovery tracks are tucked in below in this bag. This blanket here, I've designed that just to cover these cushions from the sun during the day, because that's the only bit that will really get faded from the sun. Instead of closing the curtains, because you do want to have some visibility. Now when this is fully packed up, you can see out of all the windows, so your vision isn't compromised. You can see everything clearly. I know that some campers, some of the trip carriers are converted so that you can't actually see out those windows, which is a bit dangerous. The more you can see, the better. Now this whole area can be completely closed up with the curtains, completely blacked out, and these work incredibly well. They won't let any light in. So you've got one there, one there, one there that goes across the back, one there, and one there that goes across the front. So 2 for each side, and 1 for the back and 1 for the front. All the windows here open, so you can get plenty of fresh air in. The table, yet again another table. And now the coolest thing, I think it's one of the coolest thing, is the desk here. It is a fold-out desk, really handy. Cupboard under here. I'm currently using this to put my food and sleeping gear in, so I keep like food on the top here, stacked in 4 of those containers, and then camping gear, cookware, some more food down the bottom. These mats are great because they stop things moving, which is really important if you're going off-road. So that's that drawer. This drawer, I've set up some shelf drawer splitters so that I can divide this into little sections, and that's really handy. So that's all set up there. They're just push button handles. Now you also have one down here, which I'll get back to in a second, show you what's in there. If we move that out of the way, this under here is the section I've turned into the clothes, or the wardrobe really, using more of those dividers, and I put padding on there so that when you close that lid it doesn't cause too much friction. So that's there. Down there you can store alcohol or any number of things really. So that's what that storage space is used for. The wires here, they actually hold back the curtains, and so they're quite handy. And there's these straps, Velcro straps on each of the curtains to keep them tied back. Now under here, well, you might have seen these black cables, not cables, these black pieces of string, a bit like shoestring. These are designed to come down and clip over that, and this keeps in place the cushions here, which you'll see will make up the downstairs bed. Can sleep up to 4 people if you have 2 up the front on the top bed, and then you can have 2 down here if you're really good friends, I guess, because yeah, it is a little bit squishier. But these pull out and come across to form a bed. Got to undo all these buckles. And pull that one out. And pull this one out. So there we've got our downstairs bed fully assembled. Okay, so once you've moved the 2 benches that make up the bed here that you saw just before, you can then access your storage space either through the door under here or through the top. Now you'll see what we've got here: recovery kit here, an air compressor, tyre repair kit, your electrical lead for camping, caravan park, so you can plug into 240 volts, an LED light strip. This is incredibly handy. Got a chair, yoga mat, paint repair kit just to repair any scratches on the car, the step, this bucket which has a hose line for filling up fresh water, as well as the cloths to clean the car with, jump leads, the rear tow ball, and this is the for changing your tyres, which there's also a jack for that. As you can see, there's still quite a bit of space there to put more things. And then there was this one here, which has your other gear such as your axe, your shovel, you got your fire extinguisher there. So that's the cabin. Now into the cockpit, I guess. We've got some canvas cover seats. These are great. There's those nets I was talking about. They're very easy to put things in, so they're quite handy. Cup holder in the middle, custom console holder bit here. Now this is a 3-seater, so you can fit a third person in there. You've got your stereo here, which has a USB output that can charge your phone as well. Then there's a cigarette output down there. Not too much to talk about the inside really. They're very well simple made cars, but the reason they're popular is because they last and they do their job. And this one certainly has done just that. No electrics in the windows, so they keep that simple. It's just wind down handle there. The speakers are actually in there. Glove box, mirror, yeah, your gear stick, your other gear stick for your forward driving, handbrake, oh, that's an umbrella I keep in the driver's door, and then obviously your accelerator, brake, and your clutch. The other cigarette output I forgot to mention is up here. Now that can be accessed outside. There's also an Anderson plug which has been put in here, and all the equipment and accessories I've added is designed to be plugged into those, because there's also one out the back here which is nice and easy to access as well. Anderson plugs are great just because they're very easy to connect, disconnect, and they carry a high amount of amps, 50 amps. Well guys, that completes this walkthrough of the Troop Carrier 2010 Off-Road Beast. The other thing I had to mention, or I should mention, is there's aftermarket Old Man Emu suspension, and there's also a fuel filter that was also added to help clean out the fuel, as well as this grill here. Now this grill was put here to stop insects flying through, as well as down here in the Shoo Roos. So these are supposedly meant to warn kangaroos. Now I've tucked them in below here, which is actually where you'd be using a high lift jack. Slots in here if you need to jack the car up to change the tyres, but I've just put the Shoo Roos in there, so there's one on each side.